Mike was a really easy baby. I look back on the diary I kept, that I thought I would give him when he was older, and there was an entry at 18 months and it said, "You still haven't talked yet, but you will." I didn't think like that was a red flag, but I guess we had noticed. We took him down to the JFK Center.
They officially gave us a diagnosis that Mike had autism.
It's nothing that you want to hear and you don't know what to expect. I won't say the world went dark, but it became very focused.
Hey, Mike.
He needs 24/7 support. Having kids with disabilities, your world contracts and it sort of guides what you can do and what you can't do.
Having a person with a pretty severe developmental disability be a part of your everyday life. I grew up with it, and then I kind of realized that I was going to have that as an adult as well. I grew up predominantly in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We had a total of 7 children. I grew up with a brother. Steve had a developmental disability, which was diagnosed as mental retardation. Throughout his childhood, he lived at a place called the Glenwood State School, and it was a state institution for people with a lot of pretty significant developmental and physical disabilities. He would live there and come home. It was predominantly he would come home during the summertime. At the time, there didn't seem to be a lot of options available for Steve.
When I was growing up, I didn't see people with developmental disabilities. They weren't in my school, they weren't in my dance studios, they weren't in the local parks and recreation centers. They weren't in my community. We want to give our children the world, right? And give them all the possibilities and choices that we possibly can. And for that, we need our communities. Out and About provides therapeutic recreation activities that promote the participants' ability to learn and have fun out in the context of their community. Mike started in Out and About in the after-school program and summer camp when he was in grade school. So he was a little boy, and we've had the privilege of seeing him kind of grow up in Out and About.
Imagine's value, it almost can't be counted enough in terms of what it's enabled our family to do. Having Mike at home and supported, really, it allowed us to have a semblance of a family life that was manageable. Mike has a sister, so respite care would help us go to all of her band concerts, do her birthday parties, things like that. It just allowed us to be more balanced, otherwise Mike would take all of our time. When he was little, we couldn't go anywhere with him really without tantrums.
There are times when the world around him that he can't seem to process it, it bothers him.
He started chucking shoes out the window of moving vehicles. He would be dropped off by the bus and he would walk out with one shoe and just be like, oh man. Yeah. We had Imagine funding to have someone come in and teach Mike a whole lot of skills in the house.
All right, that's good.
It helped Mike so much be just a part of the fabric of how our house worked. The gift of this program was that it taught us to teach Mike and gave me confidence in what Mike could do. That was huge.
My brother Steve didn't have the same kind of opportunities that Mike did. Mike had quite a bit more opportunities from, programs like Imagine. It gets him out in the community. He's with people that set a social expectation for him. And he has to navigate that, and he has to do it without us.
Here we go.
I hope that he has a safe life where he feels fulfilled.
For Mike's future, I hope for him kind of what I hope for anybody is that he has a loving, engaged life. You know, you want him to cut his own way to the best that he can and with as much independence as he can.
So many of the challenges that were present for us in the 60s and 70s and 80s as we started to look as a society at deinstitutionalization came about because people had been separated. I think sometimes we look at community-based services like the benefit is for the participant, and we don't see the benefit for all of us.